squad of Alter Ego right within the shacks. If they still have any more troubles to be locked right into the shacks, that would be perfect. X now being caught out. Horaa Esports still finding the mark, now going up against the rest of VPE as well. I love how they're dictating the pace and they're really holding all these players within the shacks.
Look at this right there. Liberty Street continues to roll now between Alter Ego and Vampire Esports with Tony K currently down. No fear from Horaa Esports within the circle. He can still hold on to stage number 8 while monitoring the situation between Vampire Esports and Alter Ego. Stone is now going to be the second last active member for Vampire Esports. At the same time, Horaa Esports move coming from behind. Alter Ego is now sandwiched.
There we go. The rest of Horaa now look for the strike. They are moving correct within the compounds as they manage to clear out the entire sector. And now it's down to them to take on the rest of Alter Ego. It's all down to that one member left for the side of Vampire Esports where they were cutting around these areas of play. Still holding out is Schweppes. Hans now right in the middle open. Schweppes could actually go for the takedown, and yes, he will. Now it's all for the chicken dinner for Horaa Esports, advancing out in the open. Schweppes can actually take his time. If there were any advancement coming from the rest of Horaa, he can slowly look for those angles. And there we go, the first catch. Now it's down to a 2 versus 1. Schweppes still holding on, getting some time to pop a first aid kit, healing himself up. A little bit of damage done over side of Malik, and they are now within grenade range. There's not much space for them to work with. The Blues is already here, and the nade is brought perfectly. Horaa Esports seals the first chicken dinner of the finals. Now, this fight is definitely between Vampire Esports as well as Horaa, where Miracle Vibes is just hanging on a thread at the very moment. Barely enough cover for the side of Horaa Esports to work with, so perhaps the only approach that could overwhelm Vampire is to full send it. Then that's what Malik's up to as he goes for the drive-by. He's looking for Newsy. Can he actually go for the run over? He misses the mark, but there's still more vehicles that he has to dodge. Here comes the full shred. Newsy goes down, but there's still Tony K up the hills.
And Tony K tries to seek revenge, but he takes a bit of damage as well. Now he has take time to heal up, but they also gave away his position. No fear with the nade, locked onto the high ground. Hoping to land on Tony K. A little bit of an overshot there. Mr. Borrow will need to be saved by Malik, while No Fear will try to hold the front line, try to buy enough time for his teammates to reset back up, and they will put a lot of focus on Tony K next. But Tony K will make the rushing under No Fear right now. He comes in with the DBS, and No Fear wins the fight against Tony K. Horaa Esports is now the king of the hill.
My, this position initially held by Bigatron was the best spot possible, and now it's only down to Doe, and he's been hugging out here to the tree to finish up on a top 2 position. All goes down to that final draw as Horaa gains the back-to-back chicken dinner. For Miracle Vibes have found out, but for Miracle Vibes this round, we're taking a lot of fights on the outskirts. Speaking of fights, here comes Tusk. Pushing towards the hillside as he spots out No Fear. Trying to go for that quick recovery, but he's not being allowed to do so as the rest of Horaa violently moves towards the back. Goes in for a beautiful swing as No Fear unleashes his P90. Takes down multiple members of Horaa Esports. Now they're only left with 1. And that being said, it's going to be Sky that takes the claim. RQ over on low ground. They have to quickly find a little bit of a space for themselves. Have to let that one slide. Whereas Horaa Esports is looking to claim their third chicken dinner if they could just seal the deal up against RQ. They're dropping further down position, trying to get a little bit of cover off before they fight right back.
Yeah, they need to reset themselves. They need to reposition. And right now, they must find a little bit more space behind the circle, but Malik is going to go in for it. Mr. Borrow, just above Snake. No Mercy is on the other end. No Mercy fires back on Malik. Malik knocked down by Snake. That's going to be 3 more for Horaa Esports up against 2 by RRQ. And RRQ, they fire back. No Fear takes a lot of damage, gets knocked down. Snake will be knocked down back by Mr. Borrow. So now it's going to be only No Mercy against Mr. Borrow and Sky.
Such a scattered fight, and right now the trades are looking impeccable coming from the rest of these members of RQ. Perhaps a revive might be set into place. Those names are being popped right in. Down to No Mercy. They can't actually go in for pretty much a whole lot more as they're pretty much pinched over onto multiple directions. Mr. Borrow will definitely aim to go for a pickup eventually, but the nades are flying right in. It almost goes in to clip them, but now they have 3 members to work with. Still a little room to play out. No mercy. How much damage can he do to the side of Horaa Esports?
Yeah, back to 1v3 now. And Horaa Esports know exactly where he is. They're lobbing those things, putting pressure back on the No Mercy, forcing him back. And Mr. Borrow, 3 more frag grenades in his hands. No Mercy does have his own frag grenades as well. And No Mercy had to leave his stone. There was a close one there. Managed to evade it. He's dancing around behind the stone just to avoid all these nades. But they're going to rush in here. Here we go. Buggy engagement on the No Mercy. And Horaa Esports takes home their 3rd chicken dinner today.
Between Xavier and Team Secret has concluded, and Xavier will be coming on top as Team Secret is eliminated. And meanwhile, Download Esports as well. Here at 5 Leadership ones in their hand. Managed to get Malik and Horaa together with Sky. And Horaa Esports is going to bow out in 8th place. That Sky has got themselves a little bit of foothold for them. And this time it's going to be siding towards Horaa instead. 4MV are the ones who has to make a move here as the circle is siding towards Horaa at this moment. And remember, Horaa has more team members. It's a 4v3 situation, I believe. At this moment,
Yeah.
yes, it's 4v3. Yeah. They've secured at least a minimum of 6 points just by being here in 2nd place, just by being the top 2. But of course, that's not what they want, and that's definitely not what they need over here. Contra, they definitely want that winner chicken dinner. For MV, so the 2 team members from the other side of Swamp have to jump over to the other side. Shouldn't be no biggie over here. But the thing about Horaa is that they do have much better cover. We'll see how they want to approach this. Somehow it looked like 4MV is trying to screen out team members of Horaa from making any movements forward as for now.
Yeah, patience absolutely paid off for the rest of Horaa Esports. At least they play off that contact that they had up against No Fear, which is why they're putting that pressure over onto that flank side. While Horaa Esports creates a bunker out of these vehicles. Barely any spacing left for the side of Formectal Vibes. But the good thing about this area is that there is plenty of ridges around the swamp for them to actually play through. Beautiful shots connecting, but not enough to eventually take down Sky. But they do get a spray through the smoke to actually find an opening up against Apex. Now, the rest of these members of 4MV bunched up, one behind the wheel, another by the other corner. So it's really down to how they will be able to look for a pickoff. Smoke's now being popped right in. The rest of Horaa Esports can confidently go in for the push right now, as they're still respecting a little bit of that space, just lobbing nades after grenades. Damage chip away over us out of the doctor, while there is going to be an overwhelming strength of nades, none of them connecting for the time being. A very difficult zone as Baron as well as Doctor will have to eventually journey their way into the final stage directly in the center. Now they finally get a catch. It's going to be on Baron. Doctor is going to be the last one standing. Well, he will have to fight away for his very dear life as Horaa Esports claims the chicken dinner once more.
Yeah, the battle still continues. Our top 2 teams are still live, but it does seem that DRS only left out with 1 more member, if I do see it well over here. And yeah, only with 1. Horaa still have healthy 4 members left. Well, healthy is an overstatement. I would say Alter Ego also down all members at this current moment. The South Asia teams are just popping up over here. They are showing their worth up against the Southeast Asian teams, although it's not really a battle between these 2 regions, I would say, but it does look that way. Falcons having a handful going up against Horaa Esports. Murders under fire. East, the newest edition member for Team Falcons, getting himself a little bit cover, but a little bit too far away from his teammates here to provide any form of cover. The only one he has is only Murders, who's actually nearby. So Sky, a little bit of suppressing fire. It's not able to connect to anyone here for now. And No Fear also making his way, saving his teammate, with hopes able to actually make it in time. But while all this happening, Falcon is also doing a little bit of stuff on their end, helping up his teammate. They're a little bit too late over here, so already down for the count. Murder doing a little bit of looting, grabbing some utilities, grabbing some juicy stuff for his own. But it's going to be a 2v3 battle here up against Horaa Esports. Will Murders and Ease be able to survive this? We shall see. They can do from the other side. Blockade manages to spot. Sky is dropped 2v2 here. Contra, it's not over yet for them. Trying to rotate, doing a wrap around here behind the building. Will be able to actually get Ace Mr. Boro from the sky, but Mr. Boro will be the one getting fight action. Icy gets his revenge. Elimination points here for Falcons at this point in the match.
Open field, so yeah, they will have to eliminate each other. Right off the bat here, Alter Ego Air seems to be doing a great job up against Horaa Esports. 13 elimination points now, and they're still getting some more, but whoo, a nail in the coffin right there coming from Sky, and he just eliminated Alter Ego Air's team. They are at the edge of the circle as well. They've got Malik on the screen looking at the remaining players coming from, I can see the green team, which is Alliance, and what an impressive nade coming from Malik right here. Now he needs to deal with Leon, the last surviving member, with a DBS shot, and gets the job done as well. Alliance was able to flip the script up against Horaa Esports.
Win. RRQ now storms through. They will eventually find themselves in the mark, and over here by the Portage for Esports on at 5 elimination points, taking on their rivals DRS. Set out, and this is that chance that Hora's been looking for, and we finally get that rupture of the fight between the top two teams.
We will have to go for a split here, and Horaa Esports will definitely capitalize on this situation. There goes the charge coming from Horaa, and now Malik doing some massive spray up against Arrow, gets the job done. Miracle Vibes now exit the game with 10 elimination points, which brings us down to just Horaa and Roy. It's a 3v2 situation, but we all know Horaa needs a win, so I am assuming that they will go all out right here in this exchange. But so far, Horaa Esports has been taking their sweet time as well, but we can see that Mr. Boro is actually dropping a lot of bombs up against Tusk.
Yes, they are right now. Going for that exchange, well, they might be able to chip away some health bar, but they're losing a lot of that vision. The sprays are starting to connect, and the longer it takes for Horaa Esports, the more space Roy will eventually get, and right now they might actually see a little bit of that advantage. Those nades are being primed right into the smokes. For what it's worth, honestly, they could just maybe risk one life to get a little bit of that opening and go for that heavy fire, but slowly as it settles down, they are going just like I said. Driving by, they should actually know this is 2K now running around the corner, and finally they secure it. This is it. Horaa Esports gets yet another chicken dinner.
Okay, all right.
Take a look at the map. DRS, they're up against Horaa Esports, and here goes the pickoff. This is not how they really want to go down. Malik now gets the advantage as they are slowly shredding down DRS. This is what I spot from the mini map. And Malik, he's really making life hard for the rest of DRS, and this high ground advantage is way too much for them to handle.
He's being dropped, of course, by No Fear and Malik, but he is trying to counter them with a nade himself, and he is inflicting a little bit of that damage, but it is not enough to shut anyone down from Horaa.
Killer Whitey, he falls to the ground, unfortunately getting knocked. This might actually get an opening for the rest of Horaa Esports. Malik so far has been taking charge of this fight all by himself. No Fear does connect that nade as well, so this is looking to be daunting. Zones closing in. Stage 4, this is gonna hurt a whole lot. As numbers are slowly getting depleted, they don't seem to have any sort of a good time to actually fend them off. So for Esports, I think this is just about time that they are crowned as champions in this match.
Oh man, Malik, okay, despite having that advantage, he needs to be careful now because his helmet is about to break anytime soon. So if he keeps getting tagged by DRS Gaming, oh, it will not look good, you know, for the side of Malik. But Sleepy is about to go to sleep because he is outside of the zone dealing with the Blue Reaper here, and he doesn't have that much time. I mean, he needs to shut down Horaa Esports, but it's not working out for him.
He even got taken down. So that point will definitely be secured by Horaa Esports. There's just nothing much left in the gas tank of DRS to even get much out of this situation.
Horaa Esports remains to be at the top. Let's see if they can actually maintain this position. I mean, all they need to do is really make it rain bullets right here. But they still have to be careful, because if you overextend your peak, then it'll be easier for the other players to actually shut you down. But Malik is doing a counter right here up against East. But oh, he falls to the ground as well.
Al, it does open up a little that spacing for them to go up against the rest of the field. That's going to be quickly secured. Falcons, they're leaving nothing to chance. They want to claim the final chicken dinner. Horaa now only left with one member remaining, and that is Mr. Horaa. I see now. At it, dropping that big nade, withering his HP bar is very low. Still sticking to his smoke, and that will be it. The last step for Horaa Esports. They've done just about enough to be your champions of Night of Champions. You're in the finals. Besting DRS.
And now, ladies and gents, a drum roll, please. We're about to announce the winners for the Night of Champions, brought to you by Ruthless Esports.
And the champions of the tournament will be revealed to you right now. It's none other than Horaa Esports.
Purple hearts, make it rain.